call. Joining me now, Congresswoman Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, I know you were there at the Capitol when it was locked down, and you were with your newborn? What happened?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually coming back from a Diwali event over on the Senate side, and we were told by officers as we were driving back that there was some protesting, so to get back into the Capitol. So we ultimately did. I was going to pick up my stuff, and no sooner did we actually get into my office than it went basically on lockdown. We weren't able to leave. I had my young staffers with me. It was obviously not peaceful, and the irony in this, Laura, is that these people were supposed to be protesting for peace in Palestine, yet you see what they're doing, obviously attacking people, and frankly, rightfully so, Capitol Police did defend us, but I mean, it's crazy that this is today's day and age and that this is supposed to be acceptable.
Well, Congressman, I was hearing from some of the protesters in their mouthpieces that were speaking, saying, oh, well, they didn't mean to breach the door. They weren't going to go into the building. Can you, I mean, who believes that? I mean, they were pushing up against the police. What were they trying to do then?
No one believes that. And in fact, I actually reposted because I was on Twitter, and Democrat Socialists of America, DSA, mind you, we have lawmakers that are part of this organization in Congress. They actually accepted responsibility for this and basically stated that it was law enforcement that was attacking them, which you can see from the footage is an absolute lie. What we have in this country right now is a massive problem, as you had mentioned earlier with Marxists, these organizations using this movement in order to really bully elected officials into doing what they want and using violence to do so. It's what the color revolutions are, and it's something that we as lawmakers have to push back on.
And Congressman, I don't want anyone to forget what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did. She made a big show about how horrified she was on January 6th.
Misogyny and the racism that is so deeply rooted and animated that attack on the Capitol. There's a lot of sexualizing of that violence. And I didn't think that I was just going to be killed. I thought other things were going to happen to me as well.
You thought you were going to be raped?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has anyone heard from her today? And her party's headquarters were under siege last night, after all. Under siege.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been any issuing of statements from anyone who is tied to Democrat Socialists of America. And what I find really disturbing about this whole thing, Laura, is that when we're sitting there talking about the fact that most members of Congress, some of which do sleep in their offices, and then you have this happening right down the street. You had a Democrat member of Congress come out and say that he was basically in fear for his safety. And then you see these organizations attacking their own party. You can see that the fracturing within the Democrat Party, especially among those that are embracing anti-Semitism, is unfortunately alive and well.
Now, Congressman, what if it was some right-wing group that was in the same way, with the same body language, with the same force, pushing up against the police at the DNC? What do you think AOC would have done then?
I mean, I think that it would be more than just AOC. I think that you would have seen the DOJ label these people as domestic terrorists and go after them. And frankly, being a member of House Oversight, I've gone to the D.C. prison. I've seen exactly what some of these people are facing charges-wise. And the fact that only one person was arrested after multiple of our Capitol Police were assaulted. You saw, frankly, the whole Capitol had to go on lockdown because of this behavior. And then you see an organization that's blatantly Marxist owning it, saying that they were busting people in from New York and that their quote-unquote comrades were there, basically engaging in violence. I mean, I would urge the Speaker of the House to open up a special committee to see exactly where this funding is coming from for these organizations that are ultimately trying to undermine not just the United States, but our constitutional republic.
Yeah, well, we know that they can track transactions pretty easily on ATM machines when they want to, but they're never going to track those people. Congresswoman, great to see you. I'm glad you're okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.